Hello and welcome back to TV's top destination for fabulous holiday getaways. This is CruiseAway, and in this show it's all about amazing short winter getaways that sail from close to home. And because we're going to be booking ahead for next year, you can secure your place today for a super low deposit from just $250 per person. Brilliant.
Wow. Wowzers. Now, over the next 30 minutes, we've got 4 unmissable deals with a mix of Sydney and Brisbane departure points. So perfect for those of you watching on the East Coast right now. But don't worry if not, because we are your personal travel concierge and we can easily package regional or national flights on any of the holidays coming your way. So easy.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Yeah, let's, and we're planning ahead as well, which is really, really good. Right, okay, let's go to one of our faves first of all, P&O Cruises Australia, and we're going to do a South Pacific adventure from Sydney for 9 nights on the 5th of July. This is for next year, and we're on board the much famed, the much talked about, the highly rated Pacific Adventure. She's amazing. She's
amazing. Australia's own cruise line as well.
Yeah.
So everything that you love about cruising brought to your doorstep, and it is, of course, the height of winter. So you're heading out from, imagine if you're down in Melbourne or Adelaide or anything, anywhere it's really cold. It's get chilly in Sydney too, of course. This will be a lovely adventure for you out to the tropics. Absolutely. Now, it's the latest addition to the fleet, this ship. She only joined last September, and like Pacific Encounter, she's undergone an extensive makeover. So you've got a range of new restaurants, bars, and very other exciting features as well, including Byron Beach Club. So this is a private retreat with a pool, spa, comfy seating. It's located on the top deck, and this is for suite and mini suite guests, or maybe you want to indulge in one of those little upgrades. Oh, lovely. Zip lining, water slides. So great if you're bringing the kiddos or grandkids with you, because there'll be tons to entertain them. Absolutely, especially in the school holidays. And you have loads of live entertainment as well. I mean, of course, you have in the atrium, you've got the live theatre shows every night. The cruise director and their team are always creating fun themed nights. So you might have Caribbean night, you might have white hot party, you might do Brazilian night, you might do South Pacific night. They do different things every single night.
It's great, isn't it? It's
yeah,
really,
it's
really,
really
good.
fun.
And you'll get a copy of Good Times every day. It will be there telling you all of the exciting things that are going to be happening the following day.
Yeah.
So the things like the cocktail of the day, what the games are, which restaurants are doing what, you know, which theme night, how everyone's going to dress. Is there a theme party going on? You know, are there cocktail shaking classes, for instance, tomorrow? Oh, look.
How lovely is it, Derek, that you don't have to pick up a real newspaper with the miserable news.
Yes.
You just get to pick up the fun times, right?
It's my kind of newspaper.
Cocktails and entertainment. I mean, let's just replace that in everyday life, shall we, going forward?
It's great bedtime reading as well, actually, isn't it? You're right, because it stops you from looking at your gadget and connecting to the internet and all that kind of stuff, which you can still do on board, and looking at all the bad news around the world. You can open up your Good Times and find out what's happening on your holiday, a true getaway
100%.
for the following day.
Now, a trip to Luke's Burger Bar is an absolute must for their mouth-watering burgers.
Lovely.
And they fly on some of the best talent in Australia when it comes to live bands. So make sure you enjoy some of that live music whilst you're on board. We're cruising out of Sydney, and the first port we're going to be heading to is beautiful Nome, and this is where you can visit the cultural centre or the Antsvater beach, and of course it is just perfect paradise. Lefeu, New Caledonia is next port for us, where you can head on to some of the incredible beaches right there, and I think that's what I'd be doing for most of this trip, truth be told.
Yeah.
Mystery Island next, and this is very cool. Now, they have some of the best marine life on earth, but also you can just walk around the island in half an hour. How cool is that? Personal paradise. A few days at Sea Caesars back into Sydney, and this is where we'll disembark, of course. Now, speak to our team if you'd love a transfer from anywhere else in Australia. You can tack that onto your stay. You might want a couple of days in Sydney if you're over on the West Coast or down in Melbourne, for example. So we can tailor it to your specifications, of course.
It's almost always such a nice little sort of release, isn't it, in the winter, just to have that little bit of a getaway. Do you know what I mean? It's always, you know, there are some times of the year when you just think, oh, okay, right, let's grit our teeth and we'll get through it together. But quite nice to have that little reward, that little line in the sand, pardon the pun, because you'll be on lots of beaches, I'm sure. But just to know that that is coming sometimes is enough, isn't it, really? And you know what winter time can be. I'm like, for instance, I'm really not a winter person. You could put me in a cardboard box and I'll hibernate for the winter and just come back and get me in spring. But alas, I don't have the choice. So to get away on a little holiday is fantastic and important and rejuvenating as well. So we're looking to the 5th of July next year, so we can put a low deposit down on this one, just $250 each today. And we'll lock in this price tag, which is really, really good, because considering everything that P&O throw at these cruises and include in the cruise fare price, look, under $1,000 each.
That's nuts.
I know, it is nuts, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? Because this is coming up in July next year, $250 each today as a deposit. That's your price, locked in, secured and sorted. And you know now you've got your little winter getaway sorted for next year. Let's have a look as well in terms of upgrades. If you do want to upgrade on the ship as well, treat yourself maybe up to a little balcony, or a big balcony actually, or a lovely suite maybe. So this is 9 nights, of course, in and out of Sydney on Pacific Adventure. Incredible. What a lovely, lovely getaway this is. And as I say, you can't really put a price, Joe, can you, on a little break in the winter?
No.
You really can't put a price on it. It has to happen.
Oh, it's just getting away from that rain. Listen, maybe if you're up in Cairns or Darwin and you don't get the rain in the winter, it's still the whole mindset of getting away from it all.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in the cold or whether you're in somewhere warm. Getting away from it all, having a break to your regular routine is what cruising is all about. Experiencing new places and seeing new things. And I mean, my goodness, this is a great way to do it. At these prices, I mean, you just can't beat them.
And then, of course, you come back brand new, don't you? Ready for the next one.
Yeah, ready for the next one. And talking of the next one, we have an amazing adventure on offer for you. Again, with Australia's favourite cruise line, P&O Cruises Australia. 7 nights, Great Barrier Reef getaway from Brisbane. Now, this leaves on the 28th of July next year, and it's your winter escape, of course, on board the Pacific Encounter. How exciting. And so many Australians have never seen the Great Barrier Reef. So make this your bucket list trip. So easy, of course, that the ship takes you there. And what better way to see the Barrier Reef than to cruise there? It just makes sense, doesn't it? Absolutely. So the Pacific Encounter, she debuted in Brisbane last winter, and she underwent an extensive makeover before joining the P&O fleet. So she has everything you come to expect from this incredible cruise line, the nation's own, of course. They do fly on some of the best talent from around Australia when it comes to entertainment. So some fantastic cabaret, you might see great comedians, awesome musicians, of course, also will be in the theatre. Every night you'll have a different show. And then there is the dining. Delicious, of course, from some very well-known names as well. The Italian, which is Angelo's. You've got the Pan-Asian inspired Dragon Lady and contemporary Australian dining outlet at the waterfront. And you've also got a brand new celebrity inspired specialty dining with the Luke's Bar and Grill by Luke Mangan and 400 Grady by award-winning Melbourne chef Johnny DeFrancesco. So, you know, these are brand names that you will be familiar with, or maybe you just haven't ventured there at home because of time, price, whatever it might be. It's lovely that, you know, on a cruise, of course, your dining's included unless it's a specialty dining restaurant, and then you'll have a nominal fee, but it's all, you know, relative and reasonable. So it's doable whilst you're on a cruise. And if you're going to splurge and indulge, it's going to be when you're on holiday, isn't it?
Of course, absolutely. That's what you're going for, isn't it, really? For rest, relaxation, entertainment, and also to have just a little break from, you know, washing and cleaning and cooking and all of those, you know, day-to-day mundane things in life that have to be done. You're here to get away from that, aren't you? The fact that it's winter makes it even better. So 7 nights out of Brisbane. Where are we off to?
A day at sea sees us into world famous Airlie Beach, where you can visit Heart Reef, and maybe you want to push the boat out, no pun intended, and do a helicopter tour over the reef. Why not? You only live once. Overnight in Cairns, brilliant. You can enjoy those fantastic night markets on the harbour front. You can go to the Daintree Rainforest, Corunda Railway, or perhaps up to Cape Captivation, which is incredible. And you know what? Enjoy some dining out there on the harbour front as well. Why not? Or use the ship as your restaurant. Scenic cruising around Willis Island. You can spot some of the most beautiful wildlife on earth as we enjoy the Whitsundays and those little baby penguins. Maybe they're going to make an appearance. So perfect little trip, an amazing little itinerary back into Brisbane for you, and speak to our team about regional flights as well. You know, close to home, but also to the exotic destinations in Oz that many of us have not visited and we really want to. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? This will be such a quick and easy decision, but this is also could be good for those of you who haven't yet cruised. Maybe recently, maybe you're seeing more of it. Obviously, we're here on Gecko every day. We're talking about it, but maybe you've been talking to family or friends or people at work about cruising and stories and adventures and places, and you're thinking, OK, should we give this cruising a try? I mean, actually, at the price tag we've got for you, bearing in mind that this is over a year away, I can tell you right now that the price tag is amazing. In fact, I'm going to show you the full price straight away because it really is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. I mean, there you go, $759 per person, ridiculous. Now, because this is July next year, we also allow you to put a deposit down on this one, so just a third of that price, $250 each. Today, that's your cruise sorted for next winter. Sorted. You know what, actually, you could team up with friends and family as well. If you go away with people, you know, that you know, or you want to meet up with family as well, this is a great opportunity to do it. It really is. What a wonderful little cruise this will be. Let's remind you of everything that's included as well. Remember, you've got full board cruising on Pacific Adventure. Encounter, I beg your pardon, sorry. They are amazing ships, really, really good. Both of the ships we're talking about, Adventure and Encounter so far, relatively new to our shores, which is amazing. Great facilities on board, amazing dining. And remember, you can book this today for just $250 each as a deposit, which is just ridiculously good, isn't it? So if you fancy that, call us now, toll free 1300 306 134. Just going back to those people who are just joining us for the first time and thinking, ooh, cruise holidays on the telly. I've not really seen that before. Here on Gecko, we are here every single day. But us as CruiseAway, maybe you're just becoming familiar with us. Well, we have been around for a heck of a long time, you know.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
You absolutely, with bells on, know you want to, right? You've seen these offers, you've seen these prices. We've got cruises in the hundreds of dollar range for winter breaks. I mean, that is just an absolute no-brainer. It's your food, your entertainment, of course, your bed's made for you. So, I mean, when you've got the South Pacific on your doorstep with a cruise, no flying.
I'll just tell you as well, because it doesn't occur to everyone, people still think, if you have an outdated view of cruise holidays, people still think that you share a bathroom with them next door.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone has their own bathroom. They're all en suite as well. Because that's something that people really worry about. I'm not sharing a bathroom with anyone else.
That's true, you know.
With another cabin.
It's certainly. No, cruising in the 21st century is very, very different. Don't you worry.
Right, let's change cruise lines now. We are going fun all the way on the Carnival Splendor. And we're going down to the South Pacific from Sydney now. This is for the 8th of July next year. And Carnival Splendor, if you've been watching our shows, they're also doing the Merry Grinchmas cruises.
So fun.
On the Carnival Splendor
freaking
as well.
fun. I mean, it's lovely to have this vessel stationed in Australia for the season and heading out on all those wonderful South Pacific cruises. And Splendor is a beloved member of the Carnival fleet. Carnival is everything you'd imagine a cruise holiday to be and more. But they're the fun ships for a reason, okay? Carnival, it's not contrived fun, it's actual genuine fun. It's infectious fun. Everywhere you go on board, you kind of just want to join in, you get wrapped up with the fun and want to enjoy it. And whether it's mini golf or enjoying the water park or more of low-key fun and you're just enjoying a quiz or a bingo or something like that. And there's tons for the kids to do, by the way, if you're traveling with the family as well.
It's very, very true, actually.
Yeah.
You're right about it not being contrived fun. There's kind of always music in the air, and that kind of makes everyone feel good, doesn't it? I mean, there are quiet, in little sanctuary kind of getaway kind of places that you can go and just have quite relaxing time if you want to, including the spa as well, which is incredible.
Dance classes,
but you know what, there's loads of things, and actually these big activities like mega deck parties and congas on the deck and things like that, they might not be for you, but actually watching other people doing it is just as fun as actually doing it. Just as fun.
And the sail away, not to be missed. Seriously, out of Sydney, so much fun. They do a big party. New-May is our first port in beautiful New Caledonia, and you can head to the cultural centre to see how the locals do it, or perhaps take in a spot of amazing snorkelling. Then we're on to Mystery Island, talking of snorkelling, diving, canoeing, kayaking. You can do it all right here, and a glass bottom boat tour I think would be a must, absolutely. Then we're on to Lifu and New Caledonia, where you can explore beautiful caves, head up and do hikes into the rainforest, or maybe just look at that powder white sand, just sit back. Moray's our next port, and this is where you can go to the natural aquarium, which is like a cenote, which is kind of one of the best ways to explore the wildlife of the island. Now, a couple of days at sea will see us back into Sydney after your wonderfully invigorating and refreshing break over in the South Pacific. Fantastic.
You're going to love it. Would you like an extra little bonus as well? Just for booking this in advance right now, over a year away, if I could offer you an incentive to book it today as an extra, would that help? I think it probably would, wouldn't it? Well, actually, two bonuses if you think about it. First of all, we can put a low deposit down on this just to make sure and lock in the price, which is superb. $250 each today will lock in the price that I've got for you. But also, if you book it now for a limited time, we will include up to 400 Aussie dollars on-board credit per cabin. Now, what's the onboard credit for? Now, if you think about it, we were talking earlier about specialty dining. There are specialty restaurants that you can treat yourself to. Small cover charge applies to those, but they're great value for money. Well, you could use your onboard credit for that. You could use it for the spa. You could use it for drinks. There's lots and lots of different things you could use it for. The price. Let's have a look, because this is really good. As it is, remember, this is a full board cruise. So that means, your all of your food is included, your included dining is there, all of your entertainment, your wonderful room, of course, your stateroom, and so much more. Look at that price tag. $250 each today locks in that price tag, but to get the onboard credit, which is up to 400 Aussie dollars per cabin, you need to book it now. That's all. But you can book it today with your $250 each deposit. Amazing. Let's remind you of what's included as well, because honestly, Carnival Splendor, we're talking about it a lot here on CruiseAway at the moment, let me tell you. It really is. It's a big party, and it is for everyone as well. Don't get the wrong impression when I say party. It's not all raucous, shouting, screaming, and and all the rest of it. It's just great. It's about having a fabulous atmosphere on board as well. So remember, you can put $250 each down as a deposit today to lock in that amazing price and get back up to 400 Aussie dollars of onboard credit per cabin as well, which is amazing. Call us now, get it booked. The sooner you get it booked, the more bonuses there are. It's as simple as that. 1300 306 134. And just a very, very quick reminder that Carnival Splendor is doing the Grinchmas in July cruises this July, and there are 3 up to 12 night itineraries there that you'll all want to do with the family, and Carnival Splendor will be decked out for Christmas and all the rest of it. We've got another show on our YouTube channel and here on Gecko as well to talk about that. Again, if you want more details for this July, call us on 1300 306 134. I really enjoyed doing that show, actually.
Oh, yeah. It beats going to a restaurant for Christmas in July. Why not do a cruise instead?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, back to P&O next, and we've got a 7-night South Pacific getaway from Brisbane this time, 22nd of June next year, and we're back on board Pacific Encounter right now for this one. Lovely.
Lovely, and I tell you what, that sail away from Sydney is one of the best on earth.
Right, tell me what happens on a sail away, for those people who are not familiar.
Okay. And by the way, can I just add, even if you've been born and bred in Sydney, it'll still take your breath away when you sail out that harbour. Sail away party. Well, for starters, you've got your cruise staff team up there doing loads of fun dances, getting the crowd excited, getting the crowd involved. You're sitting there with your cocktail or non-alcoholic cocktail in hand. Always drink responsibly, one of each hand.
One at a time.
Doing your lines there. But that's true. I mean, you're sitting up there and they just, it's so infectious, the way they get the crowd going. And watching the ship sail out is, I mean, it's honestly quite a life-defining experience. If you've never cruised before, you will be blown away by it, and you'll be addicted just from that, I tell you.
It's a good icebreaker, actually,
isn't it? It's an icebreaker. It's great. And there's loads of fun activities. You just saw the zip lining there. I mean, zip lining on a ship, who knew? I mean, if we've looked back to cruising 20, 30 years ago and seen how far it's come, I mean, it's night and day. It really, really is.
Oh, completely. Even if you have never cruised, maybe you cruised a long time ago, even in the last 10 years, the innovations, the changes, the way that it's moved with the times is incredible. It literally is now built around you. You always maybe used to feel a long, long time ago that it was built around the clock. And around the timetable and the plan that the cruise line had for you. Whereas these days, the cruise line fits you.
That's a great way of explaining it, Derek. Absolutely. You tailor it the way you want to have it. Whether it's going to a cooking demo and learning the chef's secrets, or indeed enjoying some fun activities up on deck. You just saw the bulls there. You've got all kinds of things happening. That you're going to find something that appeals to your own interests and tastes. You know, maybe you're an artistic person and you love to scrapbook, and they'll have sessions on how to do that and how to document your travels. Or maybe you're going to learn some new things to do with fancy things to do with your iPad. I don't know. But make sure you go and see the shows. The shows are spectacular on P&O Cruises Australia. They really are. They're varied. They're different every single night. They have stand-up comedians. They have live musicians. And there's the Blues Room, by the way, is specifically for guest music acts. Some of the best in Australia will be flown on. Now, we are cruising out of Brisbane, and a day at sea sees us into fabulous Nume, New Caledonia. And when you just see those images, you know you are truly, truly setting foot in paradise. It is perfection. Next up, we're on to Lifun, New Caledonia. And this will allow you to maybe do a little bit of natural exploring. You might want to take a hike. You might want to enjoy the caves. Again, these islands are built for relaxation, of course. Port Vila in Vanuatu beckons us next for that incredible blue lagoon. Look at that, nature's palette. A couple of days at sea sees us back into Brisbane, where we will disembark. And of course, you know, you can always book a back-to-back itinerary. Speak to our team about that, because these sailings are happening all the time. And you might think, well, actually, I might do a cheeky double cruise. Why not?
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. This same itinerary is also available on the 3rd of August next year as well. Now, obviously, the price varies by date, and we are going to price this up on the 22nd of June next year. Good news again, though, because we can put a low deposit down on this right now, which I think is brilliant. It helps with the budgeting. It gets it straight in the diary. It's a plan. You know it's happening. You've locked in the price, and look at the price, because it really is good, actually. I was quite surprised because, of course, you know, P&O Cruises are a massive, massive cruise company, and they invest so much on what happens on board. The investment, even in the area of entertainment, just taking one small area of what they do, the investment that goes into that to innovate it, to change it all the time, is multi-million-dollar year after year after year. And look at your price for cruising here, $854 per person right now. Now remember, we're locking this in with a low deposit today of just $250 each, and then that's it. It's in the diary for next year. Now, if you do want the price for the 3rd of August, just call our team, 1300 306 134. Let's remind you what's included in that price tag as well, because there are so many facilities on board, so many things that you can take for granted that you're not paying any extra for. All of those wonderful pools and wonderful places to relax, all included in the cruise fare. Going back to the entertainment as well, just for a second, that Joe was talking about, when you're going to those shows of an evening, two things. First of all, it doesn't take that up the whole of your evening. You know, if you're going to a theatre to see a show, it takes the whole evening, doesn't it? It might be a wonderful show, but your whole evening is taken up by that show. Not so on the cruise lines. You can still have a long, lengthy, leisurely dinner of an evening, then go and enjoy the show, then go and enjoy some comedy, some live music somewhere else, then go to the nightclub. You can have a packed, entertaining evening every night of your cruise. It's completely and utterly up to you, and so much is included in that price tag. Listen, don't wait. Don't wait. If you've never cruised before, this would be an excellent first timer as well. A 7-night cruise is just perfect for you to start. Listen, you might be one of those couples where one of you really, really loves the idea of cruising, but you've never done it so far. The other one of you, not so sure. Not sure if it's for me. I'm not sure if I like the ship thing. I'm not sure. Do you know what? Give it a try, because 7 nights, what have you got to lose in 7 nights? And you know what will happen? The person that was a little bit, maybe even reluctant to go cruising, becomes the person completely and utterly converted to cruising, and then you'll be taking 3 or 4 a year every year. And listen, talking of which, we've been planning for next year in 2025 in this show. You might want to go cruising in the next couple of months. Here's where you need to look.
When you log on to cruiseaway.com.au, you're opening up the virtual brochure on over 9,000 cruise holidays. If you've seen a cruise on TV, just search the cruise ID here to find out more details, upgrade options, and to book online. If you're looking for inspiration, you can search by destination, departure port, cruise line, cruise ship, or cruise style. Plus, we've got an incredible selection of last-minute deals, all-inclusive cruises, and early bird specials you can't afford to miss. Log on now to cruiseaway.com.au. Your next dream holiday is only a click away.
Yeah, that's the place to look. Now, listen, we mentioned that Carnival Splendor is doing these Merry Grinchmas cruises this year, so I've got to show you some of the details, haven't I? Because, again, this is for this year, obviously, on the Carnival Splendor. The Splendor will be absolutely geared up for Christmas. So here's just 3 of the different itineraries there are. There's a 9-nighter there for you, which goes on the 30th of June and into July, of course, from $789 per person. You're going to absolutely love that. If you book it right now as well, we'll give you up to 400 Aussie dollars on board credit per cabin as well, which is really, really good. And then there's a 4-nighter just going down to Moreton Island. You go down to the Tangalooma Resort with so many different things to do down there. 4 nights goes on the 9th of July from just $575 each. And remember, on that one, we've got some onboard credit, like an early Christmas present, if you like, up to 200 Aussie dollars per cabin. And then there's the cheeky little Grinchmas weekend getaway, which goes on the 13th of July. That's essentially a cruise to nowhere and back, but it's Christmas on board with the Grinch. So it's all about Christmas. You're going to absolutely love it. From $482 per person there. You can put a $100 each deposit down on that one, and get up to 200 Aussie dollars back of onboard credit. Now, they are all for this year, so if you want to get together with the family and the kids and have a Grinchmas in July where the ship will be decorated up for Christmas, there he is.
I love it.
He's loving Christmas.
I mean,
do you know what they have? They have a competition for the worst Christmas sweater, and you'll win something for having that awful sweater. Yeah, definitely. I've got it. Thank you so much for your company. Join us every day here on Gecko for more Cruise Away. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Ciao for now.